This bonus story, surprised? No.
Not so much. It's a bit disappointing for the people who work there, of course, because they would have had an otherwise banner quarter had it not been for Archegos and had it not been for Greensill. So you have an issue here where hundreds of millions of dollars are really being cut from this accrued bonus pool. Could come back later this year if performance were to turn around. But at the same time, this all comes with the overlay of how they retain talent. Do they want to keep certain talent in certain places, or do they want to cut this investment bank at a bigger scale overall?
So when we do get the numbers, and I said this is out a couple weeks, how do we read through the noise of okay, they're cutting bonuses so they can conserve cash over here to see what their losses really might be?
Well, I think we don't, right? We look at the numbers for what they are and we say, okay, this is how much money you're losing at a time where you shouldn't have had these two major losses to begin with, right? The question is, how do you recover from this and make sure this doesn't happen later on, right? The big strategic questions are interesting, Alex. Why is that? You have a new chairman coming in the next couple of weeks on top of this, the former Lloyd's CEO, Antonio Horta Osorio. And so as that happens, again, the fact that Credit Suisse, what do they do with their investment bank, right? What do they do with their trading desks? They're already clamping down on a lot of their clients. Do they keep balance sheets set aside for those businesses? There used to be an argument to be made for a big wealth manager that an investment bank was necessary. It helps your clients trade more aggressively. It can expose you to some high-profile IPOs, pre-IPO stock. It can expose you into some interesting deals for high-net-worth individuals. So do they keep it for a strategic purpose, or do they say the juice is not worth the squeeze?
How long do you think it's going to take for them to come to a good decision on that?
It'll take time, right? The chairman doesn't even come in for another couple of weeks, right? And they've already started to restructure the top of the house in such an expansive way, right? When wrapping back around to bonuses, when you take the restructuring at the top of the house plus any potential attrition that might happen as a result of these bonus decisions, then you have to look at what team are you left to play with, and can it be a winning team?
So based on that, how much more low-hanging fruit do they have to do things like this?
Well, we've seen major decisions already at the top, right? We've seen, somebody come in, Christian Meissner now is going to be overseeing a lot of this investment bank, kind of famous deal maker over at Bank of America. But he's a deal maker, to be sure, right? What happens then of that trading desk? I do want to point out, before all this happened, again, Credit Suisse was punching above its weight. They were growing in prime brokerage. They were bringing on hedge fund clients, particularly new startup hedge fund clients. And now, does that whole effort really reverse itself?